Hi, this is Will Cook of the Will Cook Group at Keller Williams Luxury Homes. Welcome back to my video blog. Today we're going to be talking about requests for repairs. Although we're getting a lot of activity in the market, we're also seeing a high percentage of properties that are falling out of escrow. And the main reason for this is a misunderstanding when it comes time for a buyer to submit a request for repairs. So over the last few years, home sellers have all but ignored requests for repairs and just moved on to the next buyer, especially when they've had multiple offers. They've had the luxury of just moving on. So in today's market, however, sellers are having to concede a little bit more than they've had to in the past, and buyers are getting a little bolder. So what requests for repairs are appropriate in today's market? Well, first off, it's always fair to ask for health and safety issues. An example of a health and safety item might be one of those motion sensors at the bottom of your garage door that no longer works. If you've got small children or pets, this could be dangerous if the garage door came down on them. Another example might be electrical issues, specifically an electrical outlet where a GFCI no longer works. It does not trip in the event of an overload. So that's a health and safety issue. The second type of repair request that's acceptable is something that you might not have seen when you first walked through the house and put the offer in. An example of this might be a roof leak that's found in the attic that you wouldn't have necessarily seen, but it will show up on a home inspection. Switching over to things you're going to get some pushback on are things that were obvious when you walked through the house, something that you should have noticed, like a broken window or a loose floor tile or something else that's very obvious when you walk through the house and view it, that should be incorporated into your original offer. You shouldn't then come back after the home inspection and ask for a credit to repair that item, as you've already negotiated the price based on that. So you're going to get some serious pushback. Now, most people understand this, and if the buyer's agent has educated the buyer, then it's usually not an issue. But what we're seeing now is some buyers coming back after a home inspection and just asking for a $20,000 credit for all the miscellaneous stuff on the home inspection report. And the sellers are then saying no thanks, and the deal is falling apart. So one of the things that I really look for when receiving an offer on a listing is how experienced is the buyer's agent. If I'm working with a part-time agent or someone that just hasn't done a lot of deals yet, then I know the buyer might not necessarily be educated on the process and that there's a potential to have some more issues or have some issues during the negotiation of the request for repairs. And if you're a seller, you need to also understand that buyers are coming from this, the negotiation of requests for repairs, from different perspectives. Some buyers that think of this as more of a business transaction. A lot of lawyers, business people, salespeople think of this as a real business transaction, versus others may think of this as their home they're going to raise their kids in, or they're going to have their family in, and it's much more emotional. So that's why it's important in these negotiations can be very tricky, and you need to have an experienced agent to discern if the buyer's coming from a business transaction or emotional point of view. And then consider also there may be some cultural differences and even differences within culture for different styles of negotiating. So there's a lot to finesse in the request for repairs negotiation. So besides the appraisal and the loan commitment, the request for repairs is the final tripping point that you usually get to in an escrow before you know it's going to actually close. And it's extremely important that the buyer has a capable agent to make sure that things go smoothly. I'm Will Cook. Thanks for watching. If you know of anybody that wants to buy, sell, or invest in real estate, please have them give me a call. I'd love to sit down with them and see if we can work together. And as always, if you have any other real estate related topics or questions that I can answer, I'd be happy to make a video about it. Just give me a call or an email. Again, thanks for watching. See you next time.